Judges 13. The Israelites again did evil in the Lord's sight, so the Lord handed them over to the Philistines for 40 years. There was a man named Manoah from Zorah, from the Danite tribe. His wife was infertile and childless. The angel of the Lord appeared to the woman and said to her, "You are infertile and childless, but you will conceive and have a son. Now be careful. Do not drink wine or beer, and do not eat any food that will make him ritually unclean. Look, you will conceive and have a son. You must never cut his hair, for the child will be dedicated to God from birth. He will begin to deliver Israel from the power of the Philistines." The woman went and said to her husband, "A man sent from God came to me. He looked like God's angel. He was very awesome. I did not ask him where he came from, and he did not tell me his name. He said to me, 'Look, you will conceive and have a son. So now do not drink wine or beer, and do not eat any food that will make you ritually unclean, for the child will be dedicated to God from birth till the day he dies.'" Manoah prayed to the Lord, "Please, Lord, allow the man sent from God to visit us again so he can teach us how we should raise the child who will be born." God answered Manoah's prayer. God's angel visited the woman again while she was sitting in the field, but her husband Manoah was not with her. The woman ran at once and told her husband, "Come quickly, the man who visited me the other day has appeared to me." So Manoah got up and followed his wife to meet the man. He said to him, "Are you the man who spoke to my wife?" He said, "Yes." Manoah said, "Now when your announcement comes true, how should the child be raised, and what should we do?" The angel told Manoah, "Your wife should pay attention to everything I told her. She should not drink anything that the grapevine produces. She must not drink wine or beer, and she must not eat any food that will make her ritually unclean. She should obey everything I commanded her to do." Manoah said to the angel of the Lord, "Please stay here a while so we can prepare a young goat for you to eat." The angel of the Lord said to Manoah, "If I stay, I will not eat your food, but if you want to make a burnt sacrifice to the Lord, you should offer it." He said this because Manoah did not know that he was the angel of the Lord. Manoah said to the angel of the Lord, "Tell us your name, so we can honor you when your announcement comes true." The angel of the Lord said to him, "You should not ask me my name, because you cannot comprehend it." Manoah took a young goat and a grain offering and offered them on the rock to the Lord. The Lord's messenger did an amazing thing as Manoah and his wife watched. As the flame went up from the altar towards the sky, the angel of the Lord went up in it. While Manoah and his wife watched, they fell face down to the ground. The angel of the Lord did not appear to Manoah and his wife after all this happened. Manoah realized that the visitor had been an angel of the Lord. Manoah said to his wife, "We will certainly die because we have seen a supernatural being." But his wife said to him, If the Lord wanted to kill us, he would not have accepted the burnt offering and the grain offering from you. He would not have shown us all these things or spoken to us like this just now." Manoah's wife gave birth to a son and named him Samson. The child grew, and the Lord empowered him. The Lord's Spirit began to control him in Mahanan Dan, between Zorah and Eshtaol. Okay, I did not remember that he was of the tribe of Dan. That's interesting. I was thinking that Dan doesn't really show up, but here we have the tribe of Dan showing up here. Let me get caught up on chat. If you want a Bible study podcast that goes verse by verse, hosted by the same Bible scholars, you recommend the whole Counsel of God podcast. Yeah, I've listened to like 9 episodes or something. I would have listened to more, but I had other people in the car. Father Hunman, a cheeseburger, walks into a bar. The bartender says, sorry, we don't serve food here. I see what you did there. Nice. Notice how they tried to worship the angel when they didn't think he was God. They were trying to do an idolatry, but accidentally worship God. Okay, let's look at that when we get to it. So the Israelites are doing evil. God hands them over to the Philistines for 40 years. So then we have this couple, and she's barren, and she's infertile and childless. Like talk about let's state it, and then let's restate it. And had not given birth. Okay, that would be the childless part. So she can't conceive, and she doesn't have a son. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yes. I'm just saying, let's start the story, and we'll get to that in a minute, and we'll dive a little deeper, Picasso. Okay, what's funny to me at times is it'll state a fact, and then a person will say the fact. So the angel shows up and says, you are infertile and childless. Like, it's unnecessary to say this. We already know this fact. She already knows this fact. Like, why are you telling her that? It just always strikes me as funny. Angie Musical Doodles. Hi, everyone. You wanted to stop in for a bit? I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, friend. Okay, so the angel appears, tells her she's going to have a child, gives her instructions on pregnancy. Okay? Pregnancy instructions here. You are not to drink anything, beer or wine, or eat anything that will make you ritually unclean, and you must never cut his hair. So we have the Nazarite vow, which is given here. It's not called the Nazarite vow here. It is being laid out from the angel as instructions for her to not allow him to have access to anything by her consuming it ritually unclean or alcohol, and never cut his hair from birth. So then you would also then presume to carry this forward of he's to never drink wine or beer or eat anything ritually unclean. So one of the things we will notice as we go forward, Samson does not indeed have the vow completely followed in his lifetime. So, Angie, despite feeling a little sleepy, you're doing okay. You've been pondering on many things as of late. Ooh, I like when people are pondering things. Okay. So the woman goes to the husband, and she's like, comes and realizes I didn't have a lot of info. I didn't ask him his name. I don't know where he came from. Yeah, this is what he told me. So they pray to the Lord, it says. They prayed to the Lord. So they obviously know the Lord. They are praying to the Lord. The man, please allow the man sent from God to visit us again. So by nature of him giving the instructions, they make the assumption he is sent from God. He was a messenger from God. So don't think of angel in the angelic sense that we have halo and wings. Think of angel in the role it is as a messenger. Yeah, Samson breaks every vow he made in his life. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he ever makes the vow because he is supposed to be a Nazarite from birth. So if you're a Nazarite from birth, are you the ones making the vows? But yes, he totally breaks all of it. So they pray for the man to return. The man returns to the woman. The woman runs to get her husband. Why doesn't she bring the man to the house? Like, hey, great, you're here in the field. Let's go over to my husband. Instead, she runs and get the husband. The husband runs back. The husband, asks questions. And he's like, I already gave instructions. Just make sure your wife follows the instructions I gave you. That's what you're to do. Like, they're talking about what should we do after he's born, and they're like, just follow the instructions. To me, their heart seems in the right place. Like, how do we raise this child? What are we to do? You gave weird instructions for the pregnancy. There's got to be something we need to do afterwards. So their heart is really in worship and serving God, I would say. Your wife should pay attention to everything I told her. She shouldn't drink anything that's produced from grapes. Now, this is interesting. This sounds like it's added. So he did say drink wine or beer. Now it's anything from the grapevine produces. Here it's saying eat anything the grapevine produces. And they're translated to drink. So you shouldn't eat grapes. So Manoah said to the angel Lord, please stay here a while so we can prepare a young goat for you to eat. The angel of the Lord said, no, if I stay, I will not eat any food. So we're going to end up very close to what happens with Gideon. Gideon has an angel show up, and he doesn't entirely know that it's an angel. It is a messenger. So he goes and he makes a young goat, and he comes and he prepares it, and he has some broth, and he gives and some unleavened bread. He puts it on the rock as food for the man who is an angel, who then turns it into an offering and consumes it. So very similar. Maybe we should have that in mind as we're seeing this. I will not eat it. He said that because Manoah did not know he was an angel Lord. Manoah said to the angel, tell us your name so we can honor you when your announcement comes true. Okay, so are you thinking that this right here of the tell us your name is a thing for worship? What is your name? When your word comes to pass, we will honor you. Manoah appears to get tongue-tied and uses the wrong pronoun. Instead, who instead of what? Oh, he starts to say, who are you? But then he switches to your name. And if he began the sentence with what? Okay, that's an interesting hypothesis there. Tell us your name so we can honor you. So is this what you're thinking, Picasso? Is where they're trying to worship him? When it comes true, we'll worship you, we'll honor you? Okay. Because I could see where that could be, but I don't know. Kenny, what pains me is when you see children's books that make him to be such a hero, kind of like Jonah and the whale. The story shouldn't be about the big fish, but the reality of someone not following God's commands. Interesting, Kenny. Yeah. Angie. You've been pondering on God's never-ending love after reaching out to the cancer director from your local university. 2 counselors got added, and you have an appointment next Wednesday with career guidance and assistance. Angie, cool. Mel, welcome in. You've heard back then, because of the lack of refrigeration, it was hard to have grape juice that was completely unfermented. Oh, yes, but also it looks like you should not eat, so it would be grapes themselves, I think, not just the juice. So, like, if you just have the grapes lying around, don't even eat the grapes. But they like the word would be eat, and they translate it to drink of the grapevine. So, okay. So the angel said to him, you should not ask me my name because you could not comprehend it. That's such a fascinating thing. Why do you ask my name? For it is incomprehensible. The Hebrew adjective wonderful, incomprehensible refers to what it is in a category of its own and beyond full human understanding. Note the use of the word in Psalm 139, where God's knowledge is described as incomprehensible and unattainable. So it won't matter if I tell you. Picasso, aren't grapes and vine fruit correlated to one of the days of creation? I don't know, because there is he creates the plants. So, yeah, over-ripened grapes on the vine might still be fermented. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is why he's saying the prohibition there. Okay. So he takes the young goat and grain offering and offered them on the rock to the Lord. Okay, so here it says to the Lord. The Lord's messengers did an amazing thing, and Manoah watched as the flame went up from the altar towards the sky. The angel of the Lord went up. While Manoah and his wife watched, they fell face down to the ground. They fell on their faces. Okay. Well, if they're falling on their faces towards the angel that did it, yes, that would be worship. But I don't know that it says they fell on the ground towards him. They fall down as he's ascending. So is that what you're thinking is the worship? I mean, they offer the grain offering. He does the flame, and then as the flame goes up, consuming the offering, he goes up with it into the sky. And the angel doesn't appear again. So this is the only visit they get from the angel. Manoah said to his wife, "We will certainly die because we saw a supernatural being." But his wife said, "God wanted to kill us. He would have killed us, and we would not have accepted our burnt offering and our grain offering from us." So here, as I'm reading it, she is saying we gave a grain offering and a burnt offering to God. We brought an offering to God just as the angel said we could do. So I don't see them as offering it to the angel. What are you seeing, Picasso, that I'm missing? Angie, yep. Last weekend, your heavy spiritual warfare, that was not myself at all. You needed to give a heavy heart to God. It was a moment where my flesh was trying to fight with the spirit type of thing. But overall, something shifted after hearing your heart to God, the truth of his goodness and his compassion, patience. Oh, he is so compassionate and patient. Absolutely. Okay, so we have the birth of Samson there. And it's an interesting one. And going on, like I said, I didn't remember he was of the tribe of Dan. Did not remember that, but he is of the tribe of Dan. So we're jumping around all throughout Israel. We were up in the north. We've been down in the south. We've been on the east side of the Jordan River, and now we're in the tribe of Dan. And Dan is a tribe that never is able to stay within their boundaries, and they're always moving. And when we get to the New Testament, the tribe of Dan is not included in the list in the book of Revelation when it's talking about all of the tribes being there. It doesn't mention the tribe of Dan. So that's an interesting thing. So here we have the setup. He's supposed to be a Nazarite. It doesn't use the Nazarite word here. So she gives birth, calls him Samson. 46. The name appears to mean sun-like or solar. Sun-like or solar. The child grew. The Lord empowered. Blessed him, which is what it traditionally is. The Lord's Spirit began to control him at Mahanadan. Okay. Move him to action or stir him. All right. Well, let's see where we are. We got Judges 13.